up? Hello? What's up, guys? Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? What is up? Hello. Guys, we're gonna play something different. Something I've been playing kinda like this game. Ooh, look, hang on. Create account. Alright, hold on, chat. So we've been playing stuff like this off stream. This is kind of new to me, so I want to play this. I just bought this game today, so it's kind of an older game from 2000. I think it was either 2017, 2019. It's a mixture between the both. I got the whole DLC pack and everything. Allow. Continue the game. Continue to the game. Kind of like that one. I don't know what any of these are. I'm gonna say these guys. Until I get proven otherwise. I don't know the best place to position my face, so we'll have to figure that out. We'll figure that out. So far, this game looks pretty amazing.
Home. I've been roaming these parts since I was old enough to, well, roam. There isn't a mountain or lake out here that hasn't been explored by either me or my dad. I hope that you get a chance to fall in love with Silver Ridge Peaks. If you're anything like me, it won't take long.
Nice open fields. Lake Prospect.
Good morning. I hope you got a chance to grab a big breakfast before heading out. There's a lot of ground to cover and it's tough on an empty stomach.
Ooh, look at those.
Anyway, I'm sure you'll be glad to know that I already have a job for you. While things are quiet, I've been using our outpost to store essential supplies. There is an outpost not far from you that has a small stockpile of bottled water and canned goods. I need you to grab some things from this outpost and ferry them over to one of our observation towers. Don't worry, it's not a long journey. You'll be back to hunting in no time. Before now, we've always just used the lakes for drinking water. But ever since Dad got ill, we've had to put emergency measures in place. We always had emergency supplies, of course. But now we need to account for the possibility that our entire water table is polluted. Dad and I are convinced that it's just the one lake, polluted by the old mining sump next to it. But it's taking forever to get tests done, and it's not worth the chance of someone else getting sick.
All right, we gotta we gotta go this way. I'm going to get gear and stuff. Go and get gear. Let's all right. All right. There we go. Trying to figure out how to get the phone back out. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Appreciate you guys all coming in on this wonderful Wednesday. Trying something a little bit different, playing a hunting game. This game is in depth. It's not like I just get in a tree stand and do stuff. And go get supplies.
The supplies should be laid out, ready for you to pick them up. We need at least 6 water bottles, a couple of cans of peaches or whatever we've got there. And there should be a stack of flyers. Grab them too.
Nice. Objective complete. Look at that, guns. Look at that.
You got everything? Fantastic. The tower isn't too far to go from here.
Bow sights, lures, binoculars, tents. Doors. Alright. Get on my four-wheeler. Look at that buffalo. I wonder if I can hit him with my four-wheeler. Oops. Oh, am I gonna roll it? Holy shiz. Thought I was gonna roll it. Oh, nice, still. I don't think I make that. Can I?
You found the tower. There's hopefully a free shelf inside, somewhere you can stash the supplies. Oh, you should hang on to a couple of the flyers, though.
Nice. I thought I was gonna die trying to get up here. This is nice.
Fantastic. That tower should have everything it needs now. How's the view from up there? It's great to have a hunter like yourself around. I'm grateful for your help with the supplies. I can't wait to hear your Silver Ridge hunting stories. Things have been quiet here recently. But with a hunter of your caliber on the reserve, we're gonna show folks that this is still the best place in the Rockies to hunt. Plus, you're not the only one working with us. We were able to convince Remy Warren to visit, and he's been logging his solo hunts out here for a week or so. He's got a pretty decent following online, so hopefully he's impressed with the reserve. When I proposed using social media to promote the reserve, the board were a little hesitant. But they're giving us a chance to try something new, and I'm sure it'll be worth it.
Yeah, $1,000 cash.
So I suppose you were wondering why I wanted you to grab the flyers, right? There are people who come out here just to visit the lake. I'm fine with people standing on the shore, but until we know exactly what's going on, we need to keep people out of it. I had these flyers made up so we can pin them to our bulletin boards. There's a trail that leads straight to the lake, so I'd like you to pin up one of these flyers at the trailhead. Now, the flyers cover the basics: heavy metals, mining waste, and why to avoid diving in. It's not much, but until we know more, it's all we have. The lake is beautiful, and it's always pulled in visitors. It still looks the same as it ever did. Maybe even better, now that it's calm and peaceful. But now, I can't look at it without seeing what it did to my dad, or what it's doing to the reserve. People discover that we have one contaminated lake and assume that the reserve isn't worth visiting anymore. So far, the local wildlife seems okay, but our bookings for visitors, and especially hunters, have dried up. I have a few contingency plans that I want to try out. I'm a little nervous, though, as our board can be a little conservative. And if my ideas don't involve pulling in hunters, it can be really tricky to get them on board. One down, one to go. Keep following the trail to the lake. It was easy to convince the board to invite yourself and Remy into the reserve, given that you're both hunters with good reputations. I'm glad you said yes.
G to toggle auto mode. What that means.
Take a look at the water. If I hadn't told you, would you suspect that the lake was dangerous?
No.
We might not be able to monitor the lake 24/7, but at least now people have been warned. Thanks for taking care of that. It's such a strange feeling to be publicizing the very issue that is hurting us at the moment. I know it's the responsible thing to do, but it still feels slightly like self-sabotage. Our summer season has already started, and normally this whole area would be covered with hikers. I've only seen a handful of people in the reserve recently. I'm sure that things will pick up eventually, but every day I'm reminded that my dad was the major driving force behind this place. It's just bad timing, I suppose. We'd had some other issues with one of the board members, but that's in the past.
Hey, nothing wrong with a bit of light exercise. But don't forget that if I can hear you breathing, then the animals certainly will. Hunting is a marathon, not a sprint.
The best thing to do is to keep pushing forward. I've got some big plans to help turn things around. Who knows? Maybe we'll have this place at full strength by the time my dad gets back in the saddle.
You'll need to get well acquainted with the dirt if you want to cut the distance between yourself and an animal. Stay low, stay calm, and make your approach.
I'm talking a lot about family stuff, aren't I? I suppose work and family are the same thing for me, you know? I've been watching my dad do this job since I was a kid. Let's change the subject, shall we? I've got a job that I'd like you to take care of. The big plans I mentioned before? One of these plans is a little passion project of mine. We're gonna need some gear. Repelling gear, actually. I have stashed a few bags at one of the nearby outposts, and I'd like you to head over there and pick them up, when you can. I've been doing adventure sports for about 10 years or so now. It started with bouldering and rock climbing while I was on a high school trip. Last year, I got an accreditation as an instructor, and I was planning on teaching classes. When my dad got ill, I put it on the back burner. But now, I think we have a good opportunity to commit to it. Unfortunately, I'm a little too busy to teach classes just now. But one of my base jumping friends, Sammy, took the same course as me, so she's gonna lead the class instead.
Base jumping. Sounds like fun.
I start glassing as soon as I get the opportunity, preferably from a high vantage point. It might give you an idea where to look, or could even reveal your next target. Now's your chance. My plan of attack: stay calm, wait for the animal to stop moving, and line up your shot. Do everything in your power to make a quick, clean kill. It's easy to flub a shot at the last second if you're not paying attention to your breathing, and what a waste of effort that is. Hold, exhale, and squeeze.
He saw me.
Enough blood and you know you've hit a vital organ. If you're taking good shots with the right weapon, there's bound to be something waiting for you at the end of that trail. Tracks are my go-to source for insight into animals in the reserve. Species, number, mood. You can learn a lot about them before you've ever spotted anything.
Got 2 shots in on him. Let's see. thing I got. I'd be surprised if he's out here. I got a couple good hits on him, but
The pronghorn is the fastest land mammal in North America. They're not as sensitive to noise as some of the other animals in the reserve, but they trust their eyes, so stay down and hidden to prevent them from bolting. One thing I've learned the hard way is that if you can hear yourself shuffling around, so can your prey. Use the brush to conceal yourself, but don't rely on it to get close.
very fresh tracks, but I'm pretty sure it was the animal that I literally scared off. I'm pretty sure it was that. Okay. Gotta go get gear from all the way up here. I don't know where I've got to take it once I'm here. It's getting harder and harder to drive this thing uphill. Almost there. Nice.
Bit of advice, I try to time my sleep so I'm awake at the same time as whatever I'm hunting. Yeah, my sleep pattern's a little off, but that's a small price to pay to bag that perfect buck.
You got everything? There's a good rock face nearby that Sammy can use to teach her beginners. And if I recall correctly, you also have some mountain climbing experience. I get it. Those mountain goats aren't easy to catch. There's some good anchoring points at the top of the rock face. If you can get those ropes nice and secure, it'll save Sammy some time and help the class.
Where does he want me to go? He's not asking for much. This guy just wants me to go all over the place. Man, how did I not see that giant thing? Fresh bear poop? That ain't good. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to. I don't really want to come across a black bear.
Truth be told, I've wanted to start an extreme sports group here for a long time, but the old chairman of the board pushed back against anything that wasn't hunting. He was very old-fashioned, though. The patriarch of the Simpkins Electronics empire. He even forced his vegan animal rights activist son Timothy to come with him on hunting trips to Africa. Accused the activist of brainwashing his son. The family reputation around here dropped quite dramatically when my dad caught Timothy drinking and dealing drugs inside the reserve. Simpkins actually used his power on the board to keep my dad quiet. Simpkins Sr. Of course, he was furious. Tried to get my dad fired, actually. But all credit to the board. They stuck with my old man. All these changes I want to make will hopefully account for the loss of the Simpkins' money and influence. This is just the start, too. I'm proposing snowboarding and extreme skiing for the winter. I've got some friends who I'd love to invite over to shoot some videos. Could be fun, don't you think? That looks great. I doubt I could have done a better job myself. Don't let the ropes down. We don't need them getting all tangled up. Anyway, if the rappelling goes well and makes a little money, I think the old folks on the board will start to come around. I really appreciate your help with this one. It's been an uphill battle to get to this point, and I'm disappointed that I can't be there to run the classes myself. If I'm being honest, I have a lot invested in the classes going well. There's still some people on the board who are friends with the old chairman, and it seems pretty clear that they don't like me proposing new ideas. Anyway, I'll let Sammy know that we're good to go. I trust her to take care of it.
All right. Oh. I heard.
Hey, so listen. There might be a situation going on at the moment, and I could really use your help to check it out. It's not just gold and silver mining that took place out here. Even more recently, there was a working uranium mine in the area. When the reserve was established, we took responsibility for keeping it safe. Anyway, the old uranium mine is very rarely a problem. But recently, it appears that one of our neighbors, a guy I went to school with actually, has been spotted camping out around the mine. His name's Bobby Joe Jefferson. He's normally just a nuisance, driving his quad bike around and setting up little shooting ranges with tin cans. He makes the deer and turkeys extra skittish, so the hunters hate him. Can you head over to the mine and see what's going on? He's allowed to hike and camp there, but I don't want him going anywhere near the entrance itself.
We're going 34 kilometers an hour. We need to go 1.3 kilometers. How long will it take us to get there? Is that all assumes if this road actually takes us to it? Because if the road takes us to it, I can just follow the road and that'll be great. Literally on the road, I don't know what I'm hitting. don't want to kill myself trying to get over here to it. So far, we haven't been able to get a whole lot of hunting in. I've been too busy doing a bunch of all these other things for this guy.
Black bears are the smallest bear species on the continent, but that's not much of a comfort when one's charging you at 30 miles an hour. I'm sure you know to always keep a loaded gun handy.
Dinosaur Hill. Can't imagine why it's called that. I think I need to go down. I'm afraid to go down the way I just saw. Start my departure. A major ore of uranium. Nice. Alright. Kind of feels like a straight downhill drop off. No, I don't want to flip the vehicle. I would only do that. I want to go over here to these trees.
Okay, first things first. Let's make sure that the mine itself is still secure.
Going around.
This looks intact, at least. That's gotta be a good sign. A trail camera? I've used these for work and for hunting before. This one shouldn't be here, though. We don't want hunters so close to the mine. Grab the camera.
Several.
Another trail camera. Bobby Joe doesn't have a permit to hunt here. Is he poaching? Hopefully that's the last one. Pick him up and I'll put him in our lost and found when I can take him from you. I don't really understand what's going on with the cameras, but at least the entrance is secure. Let's go find his camp, shall we? It was actually Remy that called this one in. He doesn't know who Bobby Joe is, but I knew who it was as soon as Remy described him.
Oh. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, that ain't good. These are fresh footprints. I'm scared.
That looks like his camp. Any sign of him? Rifle cartridges. That's not good news. Binoculars. Maybe he was hunting. Some snacks? Not enough to last a long trip, though. I'm seeing a pretty worrying pattern here. Take a look in the tent. A journal. Maybe this'll show us why he's out here.
Definitely more signs of activity around the disused uranium mine. Footprints and some superficial damage to the mine entrance. Decided to camp out by the mine. There's Been no activity tonight. Going to stay up until dawn. We'll sleep until lunchtime. A truck just drove most of the way in towards the mine. It's black with tinted windows. If I had to guess, the government are sending agents to retrieve resources from the mine. Interesting.
That's our sign. Pick it up, would you? Secret uranium mining. Government conspiracy? I'll be honest. I never credited Bobby Joe with this much imagination in high school. Replant the sign, and we're done here for now. You know what makes this extra weird? He actually has done some detective work. Enough to convince himself to camp here.
Not a fan of the black bear being over here, though.
The sign's back up? Great. This mine has never been a problem before, but let's not take any chances. Me and my dad have been dealing with Bobby Joe for years. But this is new. I know he's a nuisance. I always felt sorry for him. He had a pretty tough upbringing. I don't want to call the police, but I have to. He's armed and known for making poor choices.
Get out of here before I get hit with something crazy. Oh god. Oh god. Or die.
It would appear that it's not just the neighbors that are making questionable calls today. Sometimes folks from the city will drive out here to get away from work or their personal lives or whatever happens to be bothering them. The problem is that sometimes, quite often actually, people wander into the wilderness without a clue of how to survive if things go wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. And based on a couple of phone calls I've had from the hospital today, I think that someone has made a mess and could use some help. I was going to check in on them myself, but I need to coordinate with the police on this Bobby Joe thing. And you're already really close by. Can you head over to the campgrounds nearby and check in on them? The phone calls were sporadic at best. As far as I can tell, this professional yoga and meditation expert has led a group of accountants from Denver into the wilderness on some sort of spiritual retreat. She took their cell phones with them and had them eating wild flowers and berries. Some of them got sick and have gone directly to the hospital. I know that we're not the reason why this happened, but it could look very bad for us if anyone gets seriously hurt. I'd appreciate if you'd hustle and check it out.
Oh my god. I'm literally gonna die. Alright. I'm not going to get that. I am going to die though. I am going to die though. Yep, here it goes. I gotta figure out how to get up there. Thing is like on fire. Alright. I see road ahead. Hopefully that's a good thing. These bear tracks are getting more and more concerning. bam, bam, bam. I mean, I'm not dead yet, but I did get pretty injured, pretty banged up on that. I don't want to make it up there. Stall out.
That's weird. I expected a lot more activity here. They said they were
What's up,
bringing 20
Goober?
people. Where is everyone? Can you hear the phones ringing? I guess we know where she hid them then. Is the leader in her tent? She goes by Jem. Jem Bodden. The accountants have left. I'm going to send someone to make sure they got back to their cars safely. This is an absolute disaster. A bunch of poisoned accountants and a lone woman climbing a non-specific mountain. Next time someone tries to run a retreat out here, I'm gonna make them hire a professional guide. She's expecting the others to meet her at the top of a mountain? Which one? This is exactly
What's up,
the sort of
Micah?
thing I find myself fighting uphill against.
What's up, guys? How are
It's
you?
hard to get going when stuff like this keeps... Okay, first things first. We need to figure out where Bodden's gone. I'll try to reach some of the accountants back at the hospital. Maybe they can help. I get the distinct feeling that she hasn't packed hiking boots or proper equipment for
How
a
is
climb.
everybody tonight?
Maybe she'll turn back soon. I'll let you know if I hear anything, okay?
Alright. Can I fix this thing? Thing needs to be fixed. I think I can.
Today continues to throw up challenges for us.
I don't know.
I have another job for you. And
I
this
changed a
one
bunch
is
of
urgent.
stuff on my channel points for
We
the
received a call from one of our neighbors, Norman, asking
For
if
Twitch,
we'd seen his
so-
dad, a longtime friend of the reserve.
if you have any channel points, you guys could try
Apparently
out
he's
some
gone
new,
missing and he's
new
taken all the family camping
towns.
supplies with him. Around the same time, 2 hikers reported to us that they spotted a single old man laden down with gear, heading into a part of the reserve that is known for its bears.
Oh boy.
When they asked him if he needed any help, he politely declined and kept walking.
Oh
Their
boy.
description matches old Ted perfectly. Short white hair, green rain slicker, and brown leather boots. No gun. I'm trying to get a hold of Norman, but he said that he'd make some more calls just in case Teddy's gone to visit friends. I'm just getting his voicemail at the moment. While I sort this out, can you head over to where the hikers saw him and try to follow old Teddy's trail? He knows his way around here, so I have no idea why he'd wander into bear country.
My ATV is not doing well. And he just wants me to keep driving the hell out of this thing.
might not live to tell the tale.
Well, I ain't gonna live to tell the tale if I don't hustle and bustle. Back on the trail for a minute, for a sec. I have like the main guy that I work with, and then I have like a narrator that's like, "Be very, very quiet. We are hunting rabbit." It's like, no, we ain't. We're on missions. Didn't you just hear this guy? Looking forward to what we're about to potentially find out here with bears and that would not be ideal. Getting close. That isn't good. About half dead. It's on fire. I ain't
That's
getting
the place. You found where the hikers spotted him. That's good news. Listen, I got a hold of Norman and he's on his way out here. But he's a couple of hours drive away. I told him that we were looking for his dad. Norman's really worried. He thinks that Ted has had a breakdown. Ted's wife, Jeannie, died a couple of weeks ago, and since the funeral, Ted hasn't been himself. The family were giving him as much space as they could, but now they're worried that he's fully isolated himself and he's made some bad decisions that have led him here. Norman took a trip to visit him, but when he arrived, Ted was gone and so was his car. Norman remembers his dad saying that he proposed to Jeannie during a trip to Silver Ridge Peaks 45 years ago. That whole region is a beautiful valley, but nobody goes out there unarmed while the bears are roaming around. It might be a long shot, but can you gear up with whatever you need and head into bear country as soon as possible? If Ted's looking for where he proposed almost a half a century ago, I just hope he finds it before the bears find him.
Oh my god.
I'll mark the beauty spot on your GPS. Be careful in those parts. Keep your rifle handy at all times.
Aw. Stop it. I need to figure out how to get my gun out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm sure that you don't need me to tell you this, but I hope you're not thinking of shooting anything with your heart pounding like that. Take a breather. Your prey will thank you for it.
I don't know what I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna end up getting killed by a bear out here. I'm gonna have to restart this mission. It's crazy. Man, that's really good tea. I'm concerned though. I think my game might be glitching or something. I don't know. Hello? Be nice if there was a cabin here. Another uranium camp. Sulfur hot springs.
This is the beauty spot. But he's gone. There's no sign of an encounter. But look, Ted was definitely here. Ted and Jeannie, 1978. I can't even imagine what's going through his head at the moment. My dad and I used to talk about men who would seek their solace in nature. He told me that if he didn't have my mom or me around, he'd eventually have just started living out here. I didn't believe him at first, but as I've grown older, it makes more sense to me. He's running from the pain he's feeling. Out there, he doesn't need to think about anyone or anything else.
Come on,
He can
dude.
just be alone.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking. That way I
Norman
can
will
get
be
out
here
of.
soon. I told him that his visit will include a trip to bear country, so he's got a rifle to protect himself. I'll point him to his dad's old camp for now. It makes most sense for that to be where Ted will come back to whenever he's ready. There's no tracks for you to follow, and while I don't like the idea of him wandering around, Ted clearly wants to be alone out here. I might have a lead on our missing yoga instructor. Sammy was driving home after the rappelling lesson, and she heard something that could be Ms. Bodden. She had pulled over to look under the hood of her car, and she swears she heard a scream from the woods nearby. And I asked her if it could have been an animal noise, but she seemed pretty insistent that it was a woman's scream. I know it's nothing solid to go on, but it could be what leads us to her.
All right,
Can you check it out?
I got back out to the main menu. I think my game's bugging. It's not letting me pull out any weapons. Why is it locked? I have $6,000. Here we go. All right. Garage.
Stalking an animal is an invitation game, so I always pack my collars. Give it a reason to come to you.
It's a long ways away. Here's a road out here. I think I saw it from a distance a little bit. Maybe not.
Tracks are my go-to source for insight into animals in the reserve. Species, number, you can learn a lot about them before you've ever spotted anything.
See, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong about the road. Why do I keep squaring up with this thing? I'm never gonna make it. Not with this thing. just too much of an angle. Rocks and trees. We're way too far away. Oh no. Gotta go up. Gotta go up. Gotta go up. Oh man. This has been exciting. Now we're back down. And a little bit of a wide open field here. I was afraid of that. Trees. Rocky Mountain. It's really kind of a bummer. I haven't been able to hunt at all. Maybe I'll get down here to this lady and see a deer or something nearby. Steep. Do not try this at home. This is probably one of the worst kinds of environments to go four-wheeling in.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you. This is bear country. Sure, they're normally quick to turn tail and run, but they're extremely aggressive if their cubs are nearby. It's time for maximum caution.
Thanks. Maximum caution. Time for maximum.
It's like a horde or something.
Where's it coming from, I think? Down here? No? I'm trying, lady. Get the heck out.
There, on the ground. An air horn app? I've heard of people trying to scare away bears and cougars with real-life air horns. Personally, I've never really trusted using sound to scare off a bear. Not permanently, at least. Now, that's the contact number I had for her. Cell phone service can be really poor out there, though. Still, she was here. Check out the bear markings on that tree. There's no sign of her, is there? If she tried to hide from a bear up a tree, she found out pretty fast bears are great climbers. Maybe she threw the water bottle in her phone to give herself a chance to escape. Are there any more clues? A bear. Be careful.